Hi, my name is Viraj Shah and I currently study at Northeastern University, Boston. I lived in Bombay, India for the past 18 years of my life and was finally moving cities for the first time ever to Dublin, Ireland. I was transitioning from a big, eccentric city to a small, quiet city. Moving to Ireland was a big change for me as a lot of my friends from high school were either going to study in America or were leaving India forever. One of the biggest changes for me was to live without my family, knowing that I would not see them for a long time. I moved to Dublin, Ireland for my first semester in college since I got accepted to the NUN program, which allowed me to experience college life outside Boston. Northeastern gave us an option between Greece, Ireland, Australia, and England, and Ireland was one of my top choices. I would have never thought that studying abroad for my first semester of college would be this exciting. During orientation, Northeastern planned for us to go on several tours and also visit a farm close to Dublin where we got to bake sourdough bread, milk a cow, learn traditional Irish folk dance, and also learn how to play hurling. They also took us to Howth, which is a small town next to Dublin where we got to visit a farmer's market, and when we hiked for hours we got to experience Ireland's beautiful scenery. During my time in Ireland, Northeastern gave me an opportunity to visit the west of Ireland. I witnessed the most scenic views, and amongst them was the cliffs of Moher as well as the breathtaking Aran Islands. Our second trip was to Northern Ireland, now separated from Ireland. I learned that it's about its tragic past whilst exploring Delhi and Belfast. In Belfast we visited the Giant's Causeway and the vertiginous Kirkeride Bridge. Derry was a more historical town where we were told about the tumultuous history between Ireland and Northern Ireland. I love being given the chance to explore different areas of Ireland and learn about its past at the same time, instead of staying only in Dublin. I also really enjoyed getting to know Dublin and learning to be independent. Growing up in Bombay, I rarely had to find my own way around or cook my own food. This was a chance to make the city my own. I was lucky to make really great friends in the NUN program, and we often went out together to discover the city and to get to know each other. Taking the Lewis train line all over the city and walking everywhere was also very different to my life in Mumbai, where I only used our own cars and rarely walked. I also loved having to see my Christmas season in a cold country, the highlight of which was seeing the lights come on in November on Grafton Street. Northeastern also allowed us to discover the city's culture through various events, such as visiting the National Museum of Ireland as a part of our Irish Life and Cultures course. One of the highlights for me was watching the football match between America and Ireland, especially since I'm a football fanatic. During my time in Ireland, I was to study at Dublin Business School, which was located in the heart of the city. Every day my walk to school would take me along the scenic River Liffey into the buzzing centre of Dublin. Walking along the river was something I appreciated every day, even when it rained and the temperatures dropped. Dublin and its river was always just beautiful. Dublin Business School was also full of international students, which was great for me as my high school was an international community. I took advantage of being in Europe to organize a trip to the Netherlands during Reading Week. This was my first trip with friends and I had a great time exploring Amsterdam. I was struck by the difference between continental Europe and Ireland in terms of their histories, architectural styles, and evidently the food. I still miss the waffles in Amsterdam and the vivid colors that categorize the city. Being away from India was quite difficult for me, but during the Diwali period I was able to visit some relatives living in Belgium. After so long without family, it was wonderful to see familiar faces.
I'm coming home, I'm coming home.
Overall, this has been a fantastic first semester abroad, which also taught me a lot of stuff about myself. To begin with, living in Europe was a great opportunity, allowing me to discover a very independent lifestyle and also travel to several different countries and discover cultures so different to the ones I grew up in India. Mumbai also has a lot of diversity and often disparity between social groups, and I never truly realized how much until I saw it from an outsider's point of view. My time here has also helped me improve on a lot of things, namely learning how to cook and clean, which I've never had to do before. I also started to manage my spending and time more efficiently out here. I now realize each city is unique and it's with its own traditions, people, and vibe, and I can't wait to discover Boston, but before I want to go home.
This one's for you, me put your hands.